Theme keynote, Winning in this VUCA World. Our theme partner for Infocom 2019 is Ericsson India Global Services Private Limited. Our theme partner is proud to present the theme keynote session on Winning in this VUCA World. We are very privileged to have with us our esteemed theme keynote speaker, Mr. Amitabh Ray, Managing Director, Ericsson India Global Services Private Limited. But before I call him on the dais, I would like to say a few words to introduce Mr. Ray. An experienced professional with a demonstrated history of working in the corporate strategy, management consulting, change management and systems integration, Mr. Ray has developed and managed a diverse group of clients in both private and government sectors in Asia, Europe, and the United States. Mr. Ray specializes in building large ICT organizations and has been instrumental in establishing global hubs for top Fortune 500 companies in the areas of R&D, product development, sales, support, and services delivery. He has been nominated to the prestigious list of LinkedIn Power Profiles in India for 4 years and recognized by the Insight Success magazine as 30 young and dynamic entrepreneurs in 2017. Before joining Ericsson, Mr. Ray worked as Vice President in IBM and a partner at PwC. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage Mr. Amitabh Ray.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. Happy to be here. So let me get going as the presentation comes up. Very interesting previous session. We learned a lot. And for the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes, what I'll try to explain not VUCA as a jargon, but what it means to most of us. And I'll try to share a couple of stories from my life that how it impacted me as an individual. I'm sure you'll be able to relate it. And then perhaps look at that, how do we manage our existence and keep developing us, be it as a company or individual, in this VUCA world. So there's no case for answering that what this means, right? So all of us by now know it's volatile, it's uncertain, it's ambiguous, and it's complex. That's what I call VUCA and everybody else calls VUCA. Is it something new? The first time when I heard this terminology, I said, okay, no, it is nothing new. Perhaps majority of Indians, we experienced it. Uncertain, volatile, complex, and ambiguous world we lived. This is called our institutionalized arranged marriage in India. What do you think can be more volatile, more uncertain, more ambiguous? So actually, first time when I heard the jargon, I thought, yes, so this is the perfect example of living and excelling in VUCA life.
But the terminology came from the war background. So long time back, Persian war strategists said that no matter whatever you plan, everything will fail when first you meet the enemy. And that's what happened in our life as well. No matter what you planned, no matter what you thought that how you will smoothly execute things, it didn't work. But look, let me say that don't put these two, war and marriage, together. They're unconnected and they're on different context. So I would rather like to peace prevail at home. So don't take it beyond this part. But my recent, encounter with VUCA is one fine morning, just a few weeks back, a friend's son actually called me and said that, look, I am going to face an interview, and could you coach me? So I said, yeah, of course. And I started explaining to him that what he should do. He should research well about his job. He should start looking at the company profile and look at their background and do some, recap on his skills and all these areas. And I was saying this, one after the other. In the middle of that conversation, he stopped me. He said, stop. This is not about that. I am going to be interviewed by a robot, an AI machine. It's a program. It's a company called HireVue, and they have these programs. Can you help me? I felt like a dinosaur. I don't know what to say. And then I looked at that company's website. You can go and have a look. They help some of the largest companies of the world to hire today. HireVue, what they do in 30 minutes, they look at every capability of you. It's a video chat interview. You just download their app and start executing it. And they look at your cognitive skills. They look at your technical skill for the field you will be interviewed. And many other things, looking from your facial recognition, that how you are talking and what is your, speaking skill, what are they give you a lot of small games during those 30 minutes and try to judge you as an appropriate candidate for that position. So people who are going to enter the job market, this will be their VUCA moment. They don't know, it will be not a face-to-face human resource going to do an interview. But then I realized that, yes, it has a lot of merits. Not about, let's assume that human being can judge or, score that individual similarly with the same level of efficiency on the same points. But you know what I've realized? That one single thing it is going to eliminate. It's called our unconscious bias. We all have biases, right? I don't like this kind of face, I don't like this kind of person, race, religion. It is going to take out those biases. So there is another VUCA story. But, my first personal experience with VUCA moment before the jargon became popular, before US Army intelligence started introducing it in their course curriculum. It was in 2001, and I remember, not far from this place, I was sitting in Pricewaterhouse office in Salt Lake Sector 5. It was 5:45 in the evening, and I was preparing myself for a customer call. We have made a proposal in a US company to work offshore for that project. And we really worked hard for the last couple of weeks to make that proposal worthwhile. And that was that evening, another 2 hours, we'll be talking to the customer and perhaps closing the deal and going forward. A lot of young kids in the office were very excited. And it was 5:45 in the evening, I recall. And somebody came and told me, look, a plane has hit World Trade Center. And I ran upstairs. Some people from the old office are here. You remember there was a TV, and I saw this devastating picture. It was September 11, 2001. Project got delayed. There's no customer call. There's absolute chaos everywhere. There's no flight taking off. People got stuck in different parts of the world. And all the young kids who were aspiring to be part of this project now are tensed, don't know what to do. This is my first VUCA moment. I really realized that something I cannot control. and we don't know what to do. We'll have to come back and realign ourselves. September 11, 2010, 2001. And after that, I realized that world has changed a lot. And lot such moments is coming up every now and then. Even the next year, 2002, Enron happened in US, all of you must be knowing. And that created a dominoes effect in our industry. I was working for a global Big Four accounting firm in management consulting. Enron collapsed, world's largest audit company, Arthur Andersen collapsed. In days' time, US government, SEC, asked to bring new regulation. Sarbanes-Oxley Act 2002 was produced. All the Big Four companies asked to hive off their consulting business to stay independent in their audit. And I left PwC, and that consulting business was bought by IBM. And that's how my life changed forever. Seven years down the line, the next time it happened. And that time, technology was good. I was waiting in Calcutta airport early morning to catch a flight for Bangalore to join my work. And in my BlackBerry, I got a message saying that Lehman Brothers filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. A financial institution with $639 billion of net worth or asset, and almost close to that as liability, filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. In a week's time, world's largest financial institutions started falling one after the other like domino effect. It was AIG, it was Royal Bank of Scotland, it was Freddie Mac, and the list goes on and on. Finally, US government had to come and rescue them. My learning from those moments that you cannot control such thing which happens. There was huge amount of disruption in not only financial market but in overall business sentiment. We had to regroup as a company and decide how in this time of the crisis we can help our customers by reducing their cost, by doing lots of innovative things. And that was the first time we started focusing more on cost from India IT services companies' perspective, that how we can reduce our customers' cost. Because in moments like that, you call it a VUCA moment or not, I believe it is, you cannot plan anything. As I said, the first time you meet the enemy, all your plans will go for a toss. Post that, there are a number of such events happened, which I experienced, all of us experienced. Let's not get into all those stories now. But the future, younger generation, how they are going to deal with this. Some of us who still has many years in their career, how we are going to deal with this. We'll have to focus on that part, that how do we survive in this VUCA world. So from my experience, what has changed? Crisis is to happen before, crisis is to happen now. But two things I can tell you has changed which actually igniting this VUCA world. One is cycle time. The speed of change is becoming faster and faster. In every speaker will perhaps say it in some way or the other. And that is driven by the technology. And number two, we have become immensely interconnected world. Globalization created an environment where if something happens in one part of the world, it creates a ripple effect in the other part of the world. This connectivity within the economy, business, industries was not like that maybe 25 years back or 30 years back. And that has made a lot of difference. That had created this crisis scenario. So let's talk of speed and how do we deal with these kind of things. What are these? Is there any commonality among these? Most of you are using most of these technologies. What is common, you know? Only 10 years back, none of this existed, which we might think that, oh no, feels like that we are born with WhatsApp and Google Chrome and Airbnb and Apple iPad and 4G data. Do you know in these pictures what is common? Yes, during the same time, this job never existed. AI engineer, app cab driver, driverless car engineer, sustainability manager, YouTubers, and I'll come back to these YouTubers in a while. They never existed even 5 years back. And what is common in this? Look at the cycle time. 10 years from now, none of these jobs will offer you a guarantee in your career. If you are in one of these jobs, or anybody is, they'll have to be worried about it. So just take a slice of 10 years, which is nothing, how much has changed. And my previous speaker touched upon that. The world, you know, there are some good research happening, and World Economic Forum did one such, and they came up with this data saying that 65% of the job which will be available 10 years from now, not yet invented. So think about it. 65% of the job not even invented yet, like what people will have in 10 years from now by 2030. So that is kind of scary. It is becoming more and more uncertain. I talked about YouTube. Do you know this kid? His name is Ryan. You know what he does? He plays with toys since morning till evening, and his mother in Los Angeles, they live, with her handycam, record it and put it on YouTube. You know his net worth? Last year, he became #1 in terms of revenue in YouTube by earning 22 million US dollar. How many years do you think it would take to earn that money? By going through 5 years degree course, 2 years PhD, 25 years of experience in high-tech field. The hottest field today, if you want to make money, is being a YouTuber. It was the Swedish guy, Felix. His name is PewDiePie, and he was #1 till 2017. And 2018, Ryan became 7 years old boy, 22 million annual income in US dollar. So to me, this actually represents the VUCA world. Things are changing, technologies are becoming available, and how do we leverage it and change ourselves to live life in this world is going to ensure that how successful you and I will be. And then let's talk about this, the speed of technology and speed of change happening around us. Jobs 10 years back, what was there, not there today, what is going to happen 10 years down the line. And then I talked about that other thing, apart from speed, this interconnectivity. Connectivity between the events happens. We do, as a company, a lot of work with global automobile manufacturers for autonomous vehicle. And we did some research work. that what is the impact of autonomous vehicle, autonomous cars will have, not only in auto industry, but in a society. The outcome is mind-blowing. There will be 33 industries will get disrupted when the autonomous car will be available. 33 industries might go upside down, and you cannot even imagine the industry is going to impact. The hotel motel business, the airlines business, the insurance business. And I can stand here and talk one by one and the use cases, how it's going to impact that particular industry. 33 industries will go upside down, or there is a chance it might go upside down. There will be some impact just because somebody decided to manufacture autonomous vehicle and put them on the street. Do you think you need traffic police? They're gone. Do you need insurance companies will survive? Because majority of the insurance revenue comes from automobile insurance. That's gone. Do you think we need street side motel anymore because people get tired while they drive for long distance and they rest? That's gone. Do you think people will take shorter flights anymore? Because the time it will take from Bangalore, Alok to come to Calcutta perhaps, he can drive, 3 hours in Bangalore traffic, 2 hours in airport, then 2 hours of flight, and then again 2 hours here. Perhaps you will take an autonomous car at 4 o'clock in the morning and go and sleep. And by 9 o'clock you'll be here anyway. More relaxed, more refreshed. Do you think airlines industry will survive? No, it is not going to compete with transatlantic flights and transcontinental flights. But it is definitely going to contest against the flights from here to Bhubaneswar. Is that the time? Okay. I'll finish in 2 minutes. I'll tell you one last story, and I will end. Just to show the impact of this entirely connected world. And this is Mohammad Benghazi, the story of Tunisian fruit seller. Mohammad Bouazizi was a fruit seller in Tunisia. He used to sell fruits outside a municipal building. He didn't have license. And one day police came and took away his cart. And because of that action, you know what happened. World's economy saw the highest drop in stock market. $2 trillion of stock market value was disappeared at one point in time. And a country like UK decided to go out of European Union. It's called Brexit. They voted for it. Now let me try to explain in the next 2 minutes how a Tunisian fruit seller impacted Brexit. The day after his stuff was seized by police, he got frustrated and he set himself on fire in front of the municipal building in Tunisia. And that created a huge crisis in the country. And people were up in their arms. They wanted government to answer. And because of that, the government fell in Tunisia. 20 years, the president who was ruling that country had to flee from the country to take shelter in Saudi Arabia. And that gave birth of something we know as Arab Spring. Every Arabian country decided that and thought that, yes, we can fight against people. You know what the next one happened? Next one happened when Tahrir Square in Egypt, people started protesting against government. And they could, through that protest, remove the person who was ruling the country, right? Next, what happened in Libya? Libya they could remove Colonel Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi. So that person, he's setting himself on fire, saw country after country started protesting against the government, and some countries getting into civil war. And because of that, nobody imagined that thousands of people will die in Libya, in Syria. ISIS become prominent because of that. And then people will flee to Greece and to other parts of the Europe, and migrants will try to get into Great Britain. And that created the European migration issue, or migrant issue. And the British people said that no to it, they'll have to stop because too many people are coming in their country, and they voted for Brexit to stop the immigration. Some people might find there is a link that one person setting himself in fire in Tunisia is forcing a country to go for a different kind of political setup, and the world stock market see in 2016 a fall of $2 trillion US. So I guess we are out of time, so I'll stop here by saying only one thing, that how do you think that we can actually deal with this kind of environment when this is really volatile, really complex, really ambiguous? How do you handle such situation? I think we'll have to have very good understanding of the situation, and that's how you survive in VUCA world. You counter volatility with vision. That as a company, as an individual, you'll have to have the right vision. Then only you can counter volatility. Uncertainty can be countered through understanding. You have to understand the situation and why this is happening, what is happening. Because it creates dominoes effect these days. Earlier, that domino effect was not there that much. And you can fight the complexity with the clarity. You unclutter what you see in front of yourself and bring clarity. So once you understand the reason behind it and what is needed, you can deal with it in a better way. And we can fight the VUCA world using better clarity, better understanding, and better agility. So with that, I'll finish here today. Thank you very much.